Hello. Welcome to the world according to Steph. Love and Light, Truth, and this is number 21. Okay. Inspiration. You know, I've seen and I've read and I've noticed that a lot of people say they can't feel their inspiration to do what they think they're supposed to do. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about inspiration and what is inspiration. All right? Hey, you know what I like? Dictionaries. And this one I used in college. How about that? Yeah, Steph went to college. She might have been riding motorcycles and Harleys, but she still went to college. How about that? You know, it's amazing when you look back on your life, you realize all the different things that you did, and they were wonderful, every bit of them. They might have been difficult, but they were wonderful. Okay, inspiration. First, inspire. Let's look at that. Okay, well, inspiration, it says, inhalation, okay, inhaling, all right? The act or power of moving the intellect or emotions. The quality or state of being inspired. Also, something that is inspired. An inspiring agent or influence. That's inspire, okay? Now that's different than inspiration. Let's look at that. Inspiration. Oh no, that was inspiration. Now let's look at inspire. Sorry, I had it backwards. Okay, to influence, move, or guide by divine or supernatural inspiration. Now, isn't that interesting? Supernatural inspiration. This is the Webster Dictionary. I had never, ever known that, nor had I read that, ever. I never looked this word up. I thought I knew what it meant. Apparently I didn't. Okay. The quality or state of being inspired. Also, something that is inspired. An inspiring agent or influence. Okay. Quite fascinating, isn't it? To learn something that we thought we understood. We thought we knew what all of it meant, but we didn't. Not according to the dictionary, we didn't. Now, you can fight that or disagree with it all you want, but that's what it said. And yes, it's an old dictionary, but I still think it applies today. Well, inspiration. I'll tell you where mine comes from. I meditate. Yesterday and the day before, I meditated so deeply, I think I went out. I'm not going to lie to you. I am going to be honest. I think I went all the way out. You know, I went so deep, I went out. But it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, I know a lot about meditation because I learned a lot about how to do it through metaphysics, a metaphysics class that I took. And then, at the same time that I took that class, I had a wonderful spiritual advisor named Ginger. She taught me so much, it's beyond words. You know, the first thing she told me when I went to ask her to help me was, okay, are you ready to forget everything you ever knew? And I thought, what? What is she talking about? I mean, I was in my 40s, okay? I was about 45, 46 when I went to her. And I thought, well, I'm not a little kid. Okay, if that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to do. So, you know, I had to allow her to be my inspiration, to teach me how to do all that, to relearn how to live my life. And this lady did a wonderful job. Let me tell you. She was fabulous. And we became such close friends. It was unbelievable. I miss her. But I also know that wherever she's at, whether she's still with us in the earth or whether she's in another place, she's all right. I know that. She was too good a person not to be. Okay. So inspiration is probably not what you thought it was. And some of you might be saying, well, I don't believe in that stuff. That's mystic crap. I don't believe in it. Okay, whatever. You know, nobody's asking anyone to believe in anything. I always let people know right off the bat that I'm not associated with any religion, with anything like that at all. But I am a spiritual woman. That I am. But I am not of any religion. I am of God. And that's all I am, of God. Okay? It could be any kind of God. I mean, we have all these religions, and really God is God, right? Okay, that's the way I believe. God is God. And if I don't care about what your religion is, that's your religion. That's fine. But I don't feel the need to go to church, and I wouldn't be able to go anyway. Because, frankly, just sitting up like this is very difficult for me. I have a broken back. And I am fused from here to here. So it's everything I do when I do these videos is very difficult. Very, very difficult. So, let's get on with it. So, inspiration. And where did I come up with that? Well, I was taking a shower, and it came to me. And I kind of went into a meditation in the shower. I've done that many times. It's easy to do. You know, it's a very relaxing. In my shower, I'm able to sit down. And I can close my eyes and let the water, warm water, hit me just right. And I can just go into a good, beautiful meditation right there in that shower. And when I do, I see beautiful, usually it's not white light or golden light, it's blue lights. The blue light. Unbelievable. See, when I meditate to reach the light of God. That's what I do. That's what I was taught. And that is, in fact, I've done some videos on how to do that, how to get there. And I'll replay those videos when I find them sometime if anyone is really interested in them. But anyway, there is a method to getting there. I was taught it in my metaphysics class, and my spiritual advisor assisted me too. So I had help in every direction. And I was inspired to get it done, to do it. I wanted to do it. I wanted to reach, hold on, to hang on to that light. I wanted it so bad, and I got it. I got it. Okay, so that's inspiration. And let me read inspiring one more time, okay? Or inspiration. Actually, let's read inspiring, that's the one. First, inhale. Yes, inhale. Bring in the good, blow out the bad. Inhale. Then, to influence, move, or guide by divine or supernatural inspiration. Okay? Exert and emanating and livening. I can't. Hey, brain damage. Or exalting, exalting influence upon. 4, effect. 5, to communicate to an, I can't read this, agent supernaturally. Also create, to bring about. Also incite. Also to spread by indirect means. Okay, there's a lot there. Now, if you are one of these people that, hey, I don't go in for that kind of stuff, fine. Do you believe in the universe? Just think of it as a universe. How about that idea? Okay? Think of it as, okay, the universe is inspiring me. Something in the universe is inspiring me. You know, you can always do it that way. But inspiration is something so important. We must do it. And not only must we do it, we must teach our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren to do it. We must pass this knowledge on, how to get there. And I'm going to read some things that might help for you to get there. Okay? All right. I gave you the definition, even though I messed up when I read it. That's Steph. Okay, now this is the Edgar Cayce book about angels, all right? Now, I know that a lot of you are saying, hey, I don't believe in angels. Well, you say it all you want. I actually did have an experience with an angel. I really did, and I don't care. You can call me a crackpot all you want. I've been called every name in the book, honey. So, no big deal. Doesn't bother me, Annie. Now, this book does talk about how to meditate. It does give actual instructions. Now, I'm just going to read a couple of things from this, and then I'm going to read something from Emmett Fox. I think that Edgar Cayce and Emmett Fox were both our 20th century prophets. I honestly believe that with all my heart. Now, it talks about how important it is to practice meditating at the same time every day. This trains the conscious mind to be still. Meditating is to be still. Getting there is the tough part. That's the tough part until you learn how. And I learned how. And it was an easy way to do it, I'll tell you that. They teach a way, but my way is a whole lot easier than this. Trust me. Then it talks about how we lengthen the period of meditation to 30 minutes and to an hour, which yesterday and the day before was definitely an hour. Absolutely it was. It was so wonderful. It was so unbelievable that I have to take certain medications for what's wrong with me, my broken back, and my aneurysm and all that kind of stuff. I have seizures. In fact, I'm not... Hey, guess what I'm not wearing? Yeah, well, I'm giving my arm a break today, or my hand. My thumb isn't totally broken, it's half broken. I did it in a seizure at night. And they need to fix it. But we don't know when that's ever going to happen. So, well, I'm not worried about it, quite frankly. Okay. So, I want to read something that is something that Casey told people. He says that it came from his communication with an angel. And I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to read it to you. Whether you believe in angels or not, it doesn't matter. We're talking about inspiration. And how you get there, how you feel about it, this is some help. Look at it as, hey, a little bit of help here. That's all you got to do. Take it or leave it. That's my thing, okay? If I don't like something or I don't agree with it, at that time in my life, I just leave it. I mean, I don't take it, I just leave it, all right? But I will tell you this, things that I left 20 years ago, I picked back up 15 years ago, okay? So when you take it or leave it, you never know that you might pick it back up again. How about that? It does happen. Okay. Now, here's what one of his readings came out with about helping to attune and awaken the soul. As I open myself to the unseen forces which surround the throne of grace, mercy, and light, I surround myself with the pure white light of protection found in the thought of the Christ. Only thy will be done in and through me. Now that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't care what you believe in. That is beautiful. You got to admit, it is. Okay? And he says here, the Christ is called by many names. As it was indicated, now it talks about earlier chapters. The Spirit of Christ is the embodiment of God in activity, or the movement of God. This gets pretty in-depth, okay? It really does. And unless you've read most of the book, you wouldn't really understand it. So I'm just going to stop there with that one. Now, let's see what Emmett has to say. How about that, huh? I got another surprise for you later on. It'll be something different. Something I like to do every now and then. Okay. Now, Emmett, this is the Beatitudes by Emmett Fox. It's the Beatitudes, and right now we're on the one about righteousness. Let me get to it. It's also the key to success in life, okay? Now, this beatitude is, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. And then he interprets righteousness for us. Okay. Now, one thing he does say is righteousness means, in the Bible, not merely right conduct, but right thinking on all subjects in every department of life. As we study the Sermon on the Mount, we shall find every clause in it reiterating the great truth that outside things are but the expression expressed or pressed out, or out-picturing of our inner thoughts and beliefs. Kind of sounds like inspiration, doesn't it? It does to me. I think we're talking about inspiration here, too. I honestly believe that. That we have dominion and power over our thoughts to think as we will. And thus, indirectly, we make or mar our lives by the way in which we do think. So, I'm going to go further off into this. There's some law of the universe in this, but okay, here we go. Now, I have jumped forward. There's a lot to this, believe me. Emmett's book is only this thick, okay? But it's jam-packed full of information that it's unbelievable. And he's got a whole bunch of books, believe me. I've read a whole bunch of them. And my library has a bunch of them too. Now, he says further on, first he says, let's start over here. In thought, on the contrary, I can range over the whole area of my life, including all the people with whom I have been or am in any way concerned, and I can soar away into the past or into the future with equal ease. Okay? We see, therefore, how much bigger the task of achieving all-around harmonious thinking or true righteousness is than it appears at first sight. For this reason, many people become discouraged with themselves and indulge in a great deal of self-condemnation because they do not very speedily change the whole current of thought over the whole area of their lives. Destroy the old Adam, as Paul says, in a very short time. I'm going to get back to that in a minute in my life. This, of course, is a capital mistake, and incidentally, self-condemnation being in essentially negative and therefore unrighteous thought tends to produce still more trouble in the old vicious circle. If you are not progressing as fast as you wish to, the remedy is to be still. To be still. More careful. To hold only harmonious thoughts. Do not dwell upon your mistakes or upon the slowness of your progress, but claim the presence of God with you all the more in the teeth of the discouraging suggestion. Claim wisdom. Claim power or prosperity in payer. Have a mental stock taking or a review of your life. Oh boy, have I talked about that. A review of your life. And see if you are not still thinking wrongly in some section or other of your mind. Is there some wrong line of conduct that you are still pursuing? Is there somebody whom you have not yet forgiven? Are you indulging in any kind of political or racial or religious sectarian hatred or contempt? I hope not. Not in this day and age. The political, I know a lot of people are. This is sure to be disguising itself under a cloak of self-righteousness. If it is there, if it is, tear off the cloak and get rid of the evil thing, for it is poison in your life. Is there some kind of jealousy left in your heart? It may be personal or it may be professional. This odious thing is a good deal more common than would be readily admitted in polite society. If it is there, cut it out at any cost. Are there any sentimental regrets or purposelessness yearnings for the impossible? If so, reflect that as an immortal being, the Son of God holding spiritual dominion, no good thing is out of your reach. Here and now. Waste no more time repining for what is over and done, but make the present and the future a splendid realization of your heart's desire. Is there remorse for mistakes past and gone? Then remember that remorse, as distinct from repentance, as is merely a form of spiritual pride. To revel in it, as some people do, is treason to the love and forgiveness of God, who says, "Behold, now is a day of salvation. Behold, I make all things new." I'm going to stop there because pretty cool, isn't it? He's really, when he did these in sermons, boy, he was something else. At least that's what I've read about. But I'm going to explain a few things. I've talked about this many times. Many times. I've tried to help people with it. There is a method to doing it, and it's called taking an inventory of yourself. You know, you can do it at any age, doesn't matter. And you should probably do it over and over because, you know, things happen in your life. You're going to hurt somebody out there. You're going to make them cry. And maybe you don't realize it, that they're at home crying because of something you might have said, but they are. So you need to take an inventory. And if you do feel like you've injured someone else, then you need to make amends after you do the inventory. You'll have a list. And when you do that inventory, you do it with somebody else who has done many and who knows how to do it and who is not very hugely close to you either. They can be, but uh, what I mean by hugely close, that they know nothing about your earlier life. Nothing. But anyway, let's get back to inspiration. So, in a way, he's telling us how to become inspired. He was telling us what we must do if we feel that we are not inspired. Then there are things that we need to do to become inspired. Doing the inventory is one of them. Being still in our thoughts. Meditation. These things will help you tremendously. And I know, because I do them. And yes, I've been talking about the thing I'm writing, even with the kind of half-broken hand, but it doesn't matter. I do it anyway. It has to be done. In fact, I've written quite a few blogs, which are out there for anyone to read. But anyway, so inspiration. How about that? I bet you never thought that that is what it would mean. Not in a million years. Well, I love all of you. And I want to see you be inspired. Let's have some inspiration. Let's hit it. If you're an artist, do some art, baby. If you're a writer, start writing. Just write. It'll come out. Whatever it is that you're inspired to do, do. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, please. But do it. I love all of you. I hope I see a lot of stuff around where I hang out. I'll talk to you later. Bye.